I'm Tom.
And I'm Zeus.
And we're from Shout It Out Loudcast.
And this is Gene Simmons from Kiss.
And this is Ace Frehley. And when we want to listen to anything about football, music, Kiss, wrestling, country music, and more, we go to On the Flythe.
With Stevie Flythe and Jason Worden. Check them out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Zeus.
And we're from Shout It Out Loudcast.
And this is Gene Simmons from Kiss.
And this is Ace Frehley. And when we want to listen to anything about football, music, Kiss, wrestling, country music, and more, we go to On the Flythe.
With Stevie Flythe and Jason Worden. Check them out.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, guys? Yes, it's these two ugly mugs back again this week to get through 2 hours of rambling on about the subject that we're supposed to be doing, but chances are an hour of it's going to be stuff that doesn't even have anything to do with the subject. But anyway, we're going to get through it because we're
in trouble, man. It takes us an hour to get into our subject because it's probably going to be 3 hours on the subject because
we've already look off the air. This was supposed to start at 8 my time. It's 8:20 now because we've been talking about a little bit of everything before we went on the air. But anyway,
show prep.
Well,
that's what we call it.
Yep.
Show prep.
Welcome to On the Fly again this week. We're recording on August 24th. And to say last week's episode was an interesting episode, I'll say. But we called it, the Twitter first album wars is underway. A little Twitter right now. The polls are
underway. Underway.
It's pretty much
like done.
It's pretty much right now. I don't even know if I would compare it to the Drago Apollo Creed fight. Because Apollo did get some shots in right at the first.
You see what I'm waving here, Stevie?
Yeah, the white flag. But anyway, Brigade versus Bad Animals. We did the show last week. Well, it just got released today. And the poll, like I said, is open on Twitter. Right now, 86% of the vote going to Bad Animals. And, we called it Alone. It probably was power in that because Alone is such a great song. Not saying anything about the songs from Brigade, but Alone just kind of stands by itself. And Warden agreed with that last week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to try to do something like Album Wars once a month. And we've got some new stuff coming with, we got some new ideas that are coming on this show.
My order of burner phones didn't come through yet to create other accounts, so I'm still waiting for that to come in.
Oh, I thought you hired Sonny Pooney.
It may change in the next hour or 24 hours.
You didn't hire Sonny Pooney, or maybe I got to him first.
No, he gave me some tips. He gave me some tips, though. It's like kind of like what you used to do with Columbia House. We do that with Twitter now.
I got you. So, want to talk a little bit before we get into everything. I want to talk a little bit about next week, which will be the 31st. Well, no, we're going to do it on the 30th. Live. We'll be going live next week, August 30th. And it'll probably be like an 8 o'clock my time show, 7 o'clock Central Time. We're going to have a guy that's getting ready to put his first CD out, a local guy around him. For me, it's a local guy. But we want to get a word out as much as we can to everybody. So Martin Terry, who is coming out with his new album. It's an EP next week. We're going to talk to Martin. We're going to go live, talk about how long of a process this album has been because COVID shut this down for a while. And I know Martin was kind of sweating, thinking this would never see the light of day. But luckily, things have settled down a little bit and until monkeypox comes along. And yeah, we actually had our first confirmed case of monkeypox in this county this week.
It's here.
So
it's in San Antonio.
Yeah. So, what's next? What's next?
I'm
dude?
waiting
So,
for the one that grows hair on your top of your head. That's what I want. I want like the hair.
you won't get that
follicle.
lucky, dude. You
I
will
know,
not get that lucky.
right?
So
Grows everywhere
Martin,
but on top of the head. The
yeah,
ears down. It's fine.
ears. Martin Terry is first EP, not a drill, and it's single. The single will come out with the same name. It'll be available for digital download everywhere September the 2nd. Physical copies will be available through its website. And like he said, his statement was, I pushed this project off for almost 2 years because of COVID and timing. I'm so excited to say it's about that time. So we're looking forward to having Martin on. What was that? Sound like something fell behind you. Were you, or was that you breathing? There you go. Yeah. Okay.
Getting excited, Stevie.
Yeah.
About to break a new artist.
Yep. Be ready next week, guys. We're going to get him on. And he's actually got two different release parties next week after that. So I think I might go to if I'm able to get off in time, I might go to the first one. It's closer to me. But the songs on the album, and I've heard some of these songs, is Not a Drill, which that's the title of the EP. Drift, I've heard is good. Wild Side, not Motley Crue, but he probably could do better than Vince. Our Love's a Lie, I've heard that one. Good. Ready to Be Your Man and Revenge, not the Kiss album. So, yeah, he's all over the place with hair metal references there. Wild Side, Revenge.
He's a bit younger than us, right, Stevie? So he may not know what he's
oh, he
doing.
knows. He
Oh,
knows.
okay.
Yeah, he knows. He sings. I know in concert, when he does these shows. I've been to several of them. Like I said, the first time I really knew he was pretty good was when he took on Lights by Journey, and he nailed it. He really nailed it. Anybody can get those high notes Steve Perry does, you're doing good.
Well, I would hope it'd be a better version than Journey's.
Oh my gosh, listen to this crap. Yeah, anyway, moving on. So get ready next week, guys. We're gonna have it all over Facebook, Twitter, whatever. We'll have it there for you. You can get your comments in and tell Warden how stupid he is for not liking Journey. Anyway, no,
I bet you I'm not alone, and I know I'm not alone.
You're not alone. No, you're not alone. Moving on. You want to talk a little bit about your buddy Dave Mustaine, what he had to say this week?
Oh yeah, we had a course on one of our sister sites, All Things Rock, Hard Rock, and Metal, or Heavy Metal. I forget. I guess Dave Mustaine, little therapy session with Lars on some kind of monster didn't really heal all wounds.
Yeah.
Because it's like I even put that on there. Damn, even Lars isn't suing people over music anymore. Lars has progressed, and a lot of people give Lars a bunch of crap, which he deserves, especially for suing.
He did deserve it.
But I am so tired. Megadeth's better than Metallica. No,
it's not.
No, it's not. Dave Mustaine. I like Megadeth. I like some of their songs, but my God, that voice. You tried a mortal man. I mean, it's like James Hetfield is Pavarotti or whatever compared to that. I mean, and Megadeth's good, but they're not in the same league as Metallica. When they do the big four, isn't Slayer above Megadeth?
Yeah.
So that should tell you something. And Slayer probably hasn't sold as many albums as Megadeth. I would take Megadeth over Slayer because I like a few songs, but my neck gets too sore. My head banging. But give it up, dude. Metallica used your song. You got put on a bus, drunk as hell, sent back to LA with no money. That's what you said in your book, and you're still butthurt about it. It's like, get over it, dude. It's just, no slight to Megadeth fans or whatever. Some of my best ones. They hate Kirk Hammett for some reason. And they say Dave is better than Kirk Hammett. Dave is not better than Kirk Hammett.
No.
Get over it. Megadeth,
I don't feel that way.
If Megadeth was as good as Metallica, they would have sold as many albums. I think in his book, he said something about, he was freaking out about, I guess they have a song called, when he says that, now I lay myself down to sleep or whatever, the same time Enter Sandman comes. And he was like almost insinuating that Megadeth and Metallica was doing that, I'm like,
Yeah, and I mean, one of the things
Come
he said
on,
in
man.
this podcast was, this is his quote: "The thing that bothered me the most was I had all my music, and I left it behind, and I said, don't use my music." Okay, there's red flag number one, and of course they did. They used it on the first record, "Kill 'Em All" from '83. On the
but he has a
second
writing
record,
credit on it. He's gotten
Yeah.
paid for that.
on the second record, "Ride the Lightning." There's parts of my music on the song on the third record. All the solos on the first record are mine, except that they're just performed by Kurt. Close, but not the same. And he's not a bad guitar player.
Bullshit.
Anyway, when did question for you and question for all the fans out there? When did Metallica really break into the main? They really had their big break.
Probably in Justice for All when they were on that tour with Van Halen. Their biggest no, they had their breakthrough. I mean,
Master was their biggest.
No. Master sold well, but when they became on a national scale was when One came out. That's when they really got
when
big.
they did the video, when they did a music video.
Yeah, when that did it, and they were on the tour with the Van Halen and Scorpions and Dawkins, I think. That Monsters of Rock. A lot of people saw them, and it built up. But I mean, of course, they were the biggest band in the world after the Black Album.
So
I say Injustice for All. I say Injustice for All.
Let's just go with Injustice for All. That was in what, 87, 88? 88, 89. So when did Mustaine get kicked out of the band? 83?
85? No, because he was on Ride the Lightning and Kill 'Em All. But I don't know where a lot of his
he was long gone before they hit their big break. So,
and honestly, I never really paid much attention to him, and I don't even know if he's anything on Master. Master, of course, is my favorite album of all time.
Well, he said he had part of one song on Master.
But I mean, honestly, it's a progression, and it just proves that not one person was responsible for that. Because I mean, Metallica, I mean, they got more great songs. I don't know. I think the driving force is Lars and James, especially James. I think, he helped contribute to that. But I think that, I mean, like you said, I mean, first two albums, part of the third album, which is their greatest, in my opinion.
Right.
Master of Puppets. I mean, that's a masterpiece. And he didn't light a cigarette on that album. So get over yourself, bro. Go back to the Lightning and ride it home.
He got kicked out on April 11th, 1983, excuse me.
Wow, okay, that's right.
Yeah. So they put him on a Greyhound bus to Los Angeles.
And you know what? The thing, I read an interview with him, and he said what really killed him is he got that James and Lars did it, but he says that really hurt him. It was Cliff that was involved too. Well, and he said Cliff was the most laid back, general nice person, but that's how much of a jerk he was. It's like Sebastian Bach with Skid Row. They have been offered a lot of money, but they're happier without the guy. As the great Paul Stanley once said on Kiss Exposed, two-way marriages don't work out. Why do you expect four-way marriages to work out?
Exactly.
There's something brilliant like that, but yeah.
It's just like you pulled the lever on a slot machine and all the fruit lined up.
Yeah. Don't get on the roller coaster. You could hurt your neck with this.
Yeah, and then you fell in a stream full of gold.
Creek full of gold, yeah. You'd be called brilliant.
No, it wasn't a creek. It was a stream.
No, I said creek. I lived in Missouri, so creek.
Well, see, here we say creek, swamp, whatever, but Paul says stream full of gold.
Well, in Missouri they say crack. I'm like, what? You have a crack in your neck?
Yeah, well, crink. I've got a crink in my neck. That's what we call it. So
Dave Mustaine, love your music. Just get over it, bro. I mean, get over it. Go to therapy with Lars.
Again,
it wouldn't hurt him to get more.
Elton John and Britney Spears going to team up.
Boy, Tom's going to like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
that's his girl and his guy, man. Jeez.
Yeah. So yeah, Tom from Shout Out Loudcast, he's a big fan of both of those. So,
I like them both too. Man, that's awesome.
Who is some of these people I've never heard of before? Anyway, So tonight we're gonna get right into it. We're not gonna, because we'll probably ramble on later on. We'll get off subject, I'm sure.
No, not us.
Just for Garza, so he can listen there. He'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
up there. He'll be up there listening to. Here they go again. Anyway, tonight,
damn gringos.
tonight, our main event is top 10 Kiss. You see, we're wearing our Kiss stuff, and I just knocked my freaking keyboard out. Kiss deep cuts. Now, when we say deep cuts, we're talking about songs that aren't rock and roll all night, shout out loud, the hits, the ones that get played all the time. It's the ones that you really don't hear a lot. If you're not a Kiss fan, you won't know what these songs are pretty much. But us Kiss tards, as we're affectionately called, we know what these songs are, and it's hard to, it was hard for me to pick some of these. There's one song I should have talked to you about, and I might text you right now. You got your phone with you?
Yeah.
So I'm going to text you right now.
I think we should just make it an honorable mention. You know how much you
love
those.
I won't. No. I'm just saying. Would you count this as a? Because some people probably wouldn't.
No, Stevie, I wouldn't. Oh, you haven't texted.
I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna.
I honestly,
send you the name of the song.
I may have a couple in my list that may not be considered honorable mention. I may consider deep tracks, but I consider them deep tracks.
See what you think of this one. See if you got the text. Just tell me yes or no. What do you think?
You hit send?
Yeah.
I haven't got it yet.
I might be better off sending you on Facebook.
You might be better just talking about it on the show. I mean, make it an honorable mention. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 honorable mentions. I know you'd be proud of me.
Just that many?
I just sent you one.
Oh, I would say, do you think it's a deep cut or not?
I didn't get it. I just text you no.
You back. Just sit.
I didn't get your text. I didn't get your text.
Hold on.
Do it again.
I'm gonna send it to you. Have you got Facebook on right now?
No, I ain't got Facebook on. We'll just talk about it, dude. Don't worry about it. We're on the fly here, man. We just.
Oh, it just said delivered.
No, so. I would not consider that a deep cut.
Okay, all right. That's what I need to know because I did not put it on the list.
There's a video for it, so no.
That's right. So the one we're talking about, I wanted to make sure, but I don't want to have it on my list. But
make it mention on your honorable mentions later on. I mean, I
wasn't going to consider it then because I don't think it is either. But I wanted to but it didn't.
A lot of mine, I don't think a lot of them they've played live, or I know none of them have videos. So I don't think none of
mine have videos.
I think my number 10 may be a little bit. You may disagree with it, but I'm not gonna. I'll talk to you about it when I reveal it. But okay. I mean, it's not a hit. It wasn't a single or a video. So yeah, none of mine. A lot of mine, I don't think they played live either. So
maybe a couple have been played live for me, but not much. All right, so let's get it started. Let's go with you. You're number 10. Get right into it, bud.
Okay, I have one. This is my number 10. And unlike you, my list was pretty easy because these are my probably favorite non-hit, non-single Kiss songs, right. And they haven't really changed. But number 10 did. My first one when I first did my list and I changed it today was Master and Slave. This is probably this is probably one of the only few songs on COS I like. It's heavy and it's the closest thing to Kiss on this album. I mean, COS would be a great Alice in Chains, blah blah blah, but it's not a Kiss album like The Elder. I stole that from somebody. But Master and Slave was my quote unquote, but it got knocked out of the top 10 from an album I am not really crazy about. I remember hearing the lead off.
Boy.
Yeah, right. I remember hearing the lead off single. No, I don't like The Elder. You know that. There's nothing on The Elder on my list.
Well, you just said you don't like it. You did. I know. You're more crazy about it.
But I'm trying to build up, Stevie. Will you let me talk? I don't interrupt you. Do I? I can.
You did.
Okay, I heard the first song. It's cool. I don't really. don't really like what they're portraying here. But when I heard this one, I knew the demon was back. And I think they played this a few times, or tried to play it a few times. The ones I've heard didn't go over very well.
I know where you're going.
And I'm thinking that's because the guitar player and the drummer probably didn't play on this song on the album.
I know exactly where it is now.
I mean, Psycho Circus.
It is a train wreck live.
Psycho Circus is cool, but I've never liked clowns. I didn't like Kissing the Clown. The makeup running down my face is cool. But when I heard the beginning of Within, and I played that for some friends of mine, and they were, who's this? Who's this? I mean, Gene's balls out on this. This is the demon back. You know, a lot of say he came back on Revenge, but no, he was really the demon when this came out.
Yeah, Within. Yeah, I remember, same as you, hearing it for the first time on Psycho Circus, and I was like, "Wow, this is pretty cool here."
Great.
You know, the backward stuff at the start of it, and I think
kind of takes you back to Radioactive a little bit, kind of in that.
Yeah. I think they said Bruce Kulick. That was Bruce Kulick's idea to do the backward stuff. But yeah, and then I don't know if you remember the kickoff of the Psycho Circus tour when they had it on Fox that night, and then they had it on like the radio stations. They played the
Weenie Roast or Weenie Roast?
No.
Dodger
Weenie
Stadium?
Roast was Weenie did all right. It was Halloween night at Dodger Stadium. Psycho Circus. Fox. That was when they did the Mad TV, and then right after Mad TV they went live because it was on the West Coast, and I think it was 11:30 Eastern time, and they did the played like the first 3 songs. I think it was Psycho Circus, Shout Out Loud, and another song. But on the radio, on some of the radio stations back before they became cookie cutter, they actually broadcast the entire concert.
I remember that.
And
before Clear Channel killed everything.
Yeah, and Within came on, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be cool." Not so much. Not so much. It was tough, and it wasn't for me. It wasn't really just the guitar playing. Some of the notes Gene couldn't hit live.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So that was a
Gene's
mistake.
never been that guy to do that. Yeah,
that was a mistake to try to take on live. But and the harmonies, Paul's harmonies and Gene's lead when he couldn't hit the high notes didn't match up.
Yeah, there's a reason why they dropped it.
So for me, I'm going way back. And this is a song that's grown on me over the years, and from Dress to Kill. And it starts off, it's not really sounding like a Kiss song, but it's got that great guitar intro, dun 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 dun, and then you hit that bass line, boom, 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 boom. Love Her All I Can from Dress to Kill. Dress to Kill's got a lot of deep cuts on that. It was I don't know if that may be the only one, but it was tough not to pick some more off that album. But hard, I mean, and you got Gene and Paul singing on that song together, so that's great. Anytime you get them singing together, it's great. But just a great song. I love the intro though. The intro is what gets it for me, and it's got a good beat to it. Dum, 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 dum. So anybody wants to record that and play that for like their cell phone ringer or something like that, me doing dum 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 dum. But yeah, for me, Love Her All I Can is number 10.
Dress to Kill. I cannot. That's my second Kiss album, and I think except for the exception of 2 songs, the rest of the album could have been deep tracks because
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They played in Rock and Roll Night, of course. But I mean, I love every song on this album. I mean, people talk about throwaways, like like what's that? She thinks she's high fashion. Two-timer. I love that song.
Two-timer. I mean, you look at room service.
Oh yeah.
Just like I mean, you heard Tom and Zeus talk about that before. I think Room Service could have been a great leadoff song at concert. What else? Rock Bottom. The intro to Rock Bottom, right?
Well, I guess
there.
Come On and Love Me is not really a deep track. I gotta take that back.
No, Come On and Love Me is not.
That's a great song too.
Yeah, there's something
about. there's something about Kiss that I think for me it symbolizes kind of the beginning and then the excess and then the hunger to come back. I think that's why I like the Dress to Kill era. The middle 3 albums, I love them. They're great. But I mean, Asylum and Dress to Kill, they were both fighting to survive, so to speak.
Yeah.
They got fat and happy with the other 3, but it's great music all the way. But that's what I see with that band when I hear Dress to Kill.
I take it back. I do have another Dress to Kill song on here. So we'll see. All right, number 9 for you.
Number 9 for me. Going back to that era. This is probably my second favorite Ace solo. I saw him do this about 4 years ago when I saw him with Graham Bonnet. And it really freaked me out because it's like, oh wow, he's doing this song. I mean, I guess Google was available back then. I didn't look it up, but I mean, it's off another album that they're hungry on. It's the album preceding Dress to Kill, and that's Strange Ways.
I knew it.
I don't, I looked up. I didn't ever see them playing it live back then, which I don't get. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's nothing on the first album that made my list because those are all standard.
No, I don't have any. I'll go ahead and tell you that. Yeah, I looked at I went album by album and picked the deep cuts that I thought were deep cuts on there. And then I started eliminating, by that. But no, I didn't pick any off that first album.
With that first album, Strutter, Deuce, I mean, my God. It's like hotter than hell on.
There's only Kissing Time and Love Theme from Kiss that, kind of, but I would pick Kissing Time for sure.
I don't hate that song. I
don't hate it.
But it's no Boomerang. It's no Boomerang for me. So, which I think is the worst Kiss song of all time. Which is my number 1, by the way. Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, my number 1 is "Then She Kissed Me."
That's not a bad song either. I don't get the hate for that. It's just a cool cover. No big deal.
I bet you like what was that Twisted Sister did, Leader of the Pack? I bet you like that too.
I only like one song by Twisted Sister. Well, 2 songs. 3 songs. Okay, that's it.
4. Can I hear 5?
I'm not a big Twisted Sister fan. A lot of it's because they're singers.
Well, yeah. Anyway, that's another story.
Man.
So, Strange Ways. We might hear
surprised, Stevie? I got Strange Ways on there. It's an Ace. It's an Ace song, ain't it?
We might hear that again later.
No, I wouldn't doubt it. It's your boy.
It's not. Well, who's singing?
Peter, right?
Yeah. Okay. So,
but wasn't it that song they want? It was one of Ace's, and he didn't sing.
It's Ace's song, but he
was too scared. It's like Cold Gin or Cold Gin. That's his song.
He didn't want to sing it. He was scared. So, my number 9.
You got to give me some build up, Stevie. Let me guess, like you guess.
Okay. Well, it's off Dress to Kill again. My first 2 off Dress to Kill.
That's cool.
And we did talk about it a little bit just a few minutes ago. Would be a great lead-off song in a concert, Room Service.
Yeah. They tried to make it work on You Wanted the Best, but it was overly
re-recorded.
Yeah. I think that was. That was.
The first time when you got that You Wanted the Best album or CD, whatever you had back then, you want to get excited about. Oh God, they got unreleased songs from back then, and then when I'm hearing it, I'm like, Paul, that's not Paul.
That's 1990s Paul. That's not 1970s Paul.
Exactly. You can't pull the wool over our eyes that way. But Room Service, the double entendres right there. Room Service, baby, I could use a meal. You get what you feel. I take the pleasure with the pain. I can't say no. I mean, it's great. It's great lyrics in there. I mean,
Dress to Kill takes me back to when I had bought Asylum, and it was a little bit heavier Kiss back then.
Yeah.
And I knew Animalize and stuff, but when I remember wanting to find the song that they were profiling Kiss on one of those anti-rock, and it was I Love It Loud, but not knowing any better. Oh, Rock and Roll All Night sounds familiar. So it's probably this 1986, 87 Christmas, I go to the mall and buy the album, buy the tape, and put on Room Service. And you're like, and at the time, I'd be like, I'm very, very confused because I know Gene's voice. And I'm like, man, they talk about their image not fitting their sound. Because, I mean, Kiss was a lot heavier in the 80s.
Yeah.
And you go back and you listen to some little cassette tape and Room Service. And then I'll talk about what changed for me later on. But it was a real kind of shock for me. But I like the music. And then Two Timer came on. Like, okay, I mean, I can hear. Okay, I got it. But Kiss, that was really a shock for me going from Asylum to Dress to Kill. Usually it's the other way around. I'm like, these guys aren't heavy and demonic. They're singing about screwing, and some dad getting mad because he knows I need room service. I mean, you got to love those lyrics.
Yeah.
And the one about the stewardess?
Stewardess in a tight blue dress said, I got the time.
But you can't call them stewardess nowadays. Paul's going to get canceled for that.
Great guitar solo by Ace in that song too.
I love that song.
Yeah.
My non Kiss fan friends like that song. They like a lot off Dress to Kill because that's not your typical Kiss album. I think the first 3 albums they threw everything at to see the wolf it stuck.
Yeah.
And none of it did until Alive. So
all right. Number 8 for you.
Number 8. Okay. We're going a little bit deeper. And I love this album.
That's what she said.
She said she loved this album, except for one song on this album we talked about a while ago. But a lot of love for the Hot in the Shade album. I know it was like 15. Was it 15 songs at the time?
It was a bunch.
But I loved it because I was in
I
Kiss.
did too.
They had pretty much replaced Motley as my band by then. This is the first tour I saw. And You Love Me to Hate You gets a lot of love. Silver Spoon gets a lot of love. And also Read My Body. I don't get the hate for that. That's a cool, fun song. It's
all right.
It's not as bad as Boomerang.
No. Well,
but this is a Gene song. And it's about just being in a relationship with or being with somebody is she going to call me? Is she going to, you lead me on, you don't lead me on. And that's somewhere between heaven and hell. Cool song. I like the intro, the little guitar part at the intro. You probably Bruce Kulick again. Love the solo, mid-tempo Gene. He's not screaming, It's like
sometimes I think you want me.
Yeah, because it's like
tell.
You hear King of Hearts, you hear Love Me to Hate Me, Silver Spoon. They get all the love. So, and I've talked about those before. So somewhere between heaven and hell, that gets my deep track.
There's and Tom and Zeus talked about it. There's a stretch on that album, and I guess the second side of songs right there in a row that are freaking awesome that nobody pays attention to. Silver Spoon, You Love Me to Hate You, Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell. What is it? Sometimes Love's Like a Slap in the Face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also like, and I know people aren't fans of this song, and I'm giving away that these aren't on my list. Betrayed.
Oh yeah, I love
song.
Betrayed.
Betrayed is a great song.
You ever listen to the in your headphones on?
Yeah.
You hear Gene drop the F-bomb. I think that's the only time he does it, isn't it?
Yeah. Got
your back against the wall, and we'll kind of talk about this later on. I mean, Kiss helped me get through a lot of shit as an awkward kid, man. I know I've grown up to a fine, upstanding citizen now, but man, I was kind of an awkward ass kid.
Awkward older man.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I mean that album. There's a lot of diehard Kiss fans that love that album.
I love it.
That album, doesn't get a lot of attention from people that aren't, I guess, Kiss stars like us. But everybody talks about. Well, they have Forever on there. But yeah, I mean,
that song was a top 10 hit for a reason.
Yeah, Forever was great, and
it's a great song.
The main reason that's such a great song, and I'll say this to the day I die, is Eric Carr's drums.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, that's one of the best things about Forever.
That, yeah.
He hits it hard. Yes, she said that too.
The one thing about I think that I like the Hot in the Shades so much. I got started with Asylum. I was too young. I remember Crazy Nights came to town, and I wasn't old enough to drive, and me and my friend were going to go. He had to back out the last minute, so I didn't get to go. But I made damn sure I was a senior in high school when they hit Austin, and I went to that show, and I was like, I've missed them a couple times. I wish I could have seen them on Animalize, but it's like I knew I wasn't going to do it. And when that album came out, and I think it was Metal Shop was a show that was on in the late '80s, and they had a Kiss special. They had a Kiss special on this album, and they played they played Hide Your Heart, and I'm like, that is a badass song. Anybody else would have released that year, they would have been a huge hit.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's no reason why that song shouldn't have been as big as Forever or not bigger. Maybe not as quite as big.
That was the first single off Hot to Shade.
Yeah.
And actually, the guy we talked about last week, Marty Callner directed that video. So hopefully we'll get Marty on the show.
Like on Back to the Future. Marty,
you're going to hide your heart. Vito's coming. Maybe that could have been a different version of Back to the Future. Vito could have been Biff. And guess what? Rosa could have been Johnny's mama, and he was from the future coming back to the past. Anyway, never mind.
It's funny too, and it's funny too is I say this now, and people like roll their eyes, but back then there's a part where the guy pulls out the gun. They probably wouldn't have had that nowadays.
No.
It's a song. The song is about the video. Pretty much does what the song.
But you know what? Let me tell you this: the ending. You got this serious message about violence and all this gun violence and all this stuff, and then at the end you got Gene closing the freaking was it a hearse or the ambulance? Ambulance, and he turned around could have done.
They ripped off Whitesnake. Remember how Whitesnake had the sex police on the back of the?
Yeah.
Or what's the part where? Isn't that a part where Paul goes, yeah, like he like, yeah, he's like on the side, does that too. I love that video.
I love it.
On Dial MTV all the time, man. I used to watch that.
And it's a great song. I love it. When I got to go see them when they were on tour with Def Leppard, they played that. I was like, my wife, because I looked at my wife before it, I said, as long as they play this, and they play, and I said, I hope they play Hide Your Heart.
They did.
And it came on, and I was like, I looked at her, this is it, because she doesn't know a lot of songs.
They played it on the I don't know if they play it now, but I saw one of the early End of the Road 6 years ago. One of the End of the Road shows in Corpus. It was like the fourth or fifth show, and they played it.
They played it there. Okay.
I don't know if they play it now. I don't think they played it when I saw them in Austin, so I don't know.
They probably dropped it off the set list now. So number 8 for me. This is going back a little ways, and I remember getting this album when I was a kid, and listened to the whole way through. Yeah, it was different, but hearing this song and another song on there, I was like, oh wow, these pretty much sound like almost the same songs, but they're different a little bit. I like them more than I do, Shandy or Is That You?
Torpedo Girl. All right, Stevie, you're coming clean.
Whatever.
All right, Stevie.
But there was a song called What Makes the World Go Round, and that was pretty good. I like that. I don't know why I got to try. The whole album was bubblegum pop mixed with Kiss, so everything sounded like. But You're All That I Want. That was the one that stood out with me. And number 8, I know Tom and Zeus have talked about it a lot. The demo on the box set is better, and I agree. The demo on the box set is better than the actual original version.
I agree with that.
It's not so poppy sounding. The demo is not as poppy sounding as the actual one on the album, but I still love the album version too. But man, I've listened to that album so many times as a kid, and get to that part because I think that was the last song. But
wow, that's crazy.
Talking
about what makes the world go round, that almost made my list, but it didn't. But
yeah, and that's not a bad song either.
Yeah, but I don't get the hate for Shandy. I like Is That You. I get Is That You's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like Carnival of Souls it's a good album, but it's just not a Kiss album.
Another one that almost made the list here from my math, Naked City.
Oh, good song.
Yes.
I like She's So European. I love Pop Kiss. I mean, I just, I like it. That's why I don't mind.
I don't mind it.
We were doing our research for this, and I think I would have changed my Torpedo Girl out to Two Sides of the Coin.
Yeah, I was just going to say Two Sides of the Coin is a lot better than Torpedo Girl.
But you wouldn't let me mention that on the podcast for some reason. It has something to do with some other
about
podcast.
Torpedo Girl.
No, you're talking about
two.
Just kidding.
We don't say the other number.
No, right?
2. So what I want is number 8 for me. So we'll move on. Moving right ahead. Number 7.
This is probably what I would say. Preachers probably think Kiss every song is like this.
Oh God!
It's fast.
It's not about.
It's fast, awesome.
Beehive.
It's fast, awesome, and it just highlights Kiss's love for Christmas candy. I love the beginning, just going down. Got Vinny on there. Give me more.
Okay.
That song is fast, dirty Kiss. The whole candy cane thing, I mean, for the time, it was funny. When you're a kid, it's kind of like when David Lee Roth on the bike, I reached down between my legs. I mean, they were trying to get away with that kind of stuff without actually using the F word. And to me, if you had to give an example of a Kiss song that every preacher or a concerned parent thought Kiss was about, besides the Satan, I think that would be it. It's that's it right there. It's all about sex.
Yeah,
great song.
I didn't know if it was going to be the candy cane reference in this song, the hornet's nest in Any Way You Slice It, or sticking the log in the fire in Burn Bitch Burn. Sorry. I didn't know which one it was going to be.
That's what's so great about Kiss. They're like a lot of Aerosmith, and they don't just come out and say it. Besides the log in the fireplace, that's a great song. Besides that lyric, that's I don't know.
Well,
Give me more. Give me more is not too cheesy, except for the candy cane. It just starts out fast. It's just of a great album. Lick It Up.
I remember, and I don't know. You said you got into Kiss after Asylum?
Yeah, Asylum era.
Okay, so when Animalize come out, you didn't buy that, but Animalize came out, I got that with my birthday money, and I remember looking at the track list, and I'm like, oh, I've had enough Into the Fire. There was something after that.
Heaven's on Fire, all the fire stuff. Yeah.
No, that wasn't the third song. Burn, bitch, burn. I was like, yeah, I can see me playing this in front of my
They
mom.
were hot stuff.
Hey, this is a great song right here. What's it called? Burn, bitch, burn. It's talking about log in a fireplace too. So yeah. But anyway,
I remember
there was a lot of heat on that Animalize album.
I remember hearing about how demonic Kiss was and stuff. And yeah, man, they sing songs like Heaven's on Fire. And of course, I'm little Mr. Evangelical here. Oh my God, why do they want to burn heaven down? And of course, it's about a hot chick,
Yeah. So, and the whole demonic thing, I remember when I was a kid, people were talking about that Kiss's Nights in Satan service. And being as, I got into it when I was 5. I was like, this is crazy right here. I've been listening to Kiss since I was 5 years old. There's no horns popping out of my head yet that I know of. And, I haven't gone, but, oh God, I'm worshiping the devil. No, nothing like that. But,
But if you were raised on the other side like I was.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
And you hear songs like Heaven's on Fire.
That's what I'm saying.
For the longest time, I was like, man, those guys are demonic. Because I just had the memories of them as a kid when they were, destroying Coke stands.
The fact that I was a fan since I was 5 on that side of it, when people said it, I was like, it's crazy. I went to school dressed up like Ace Frehley. Did
you go drunk or what?
I did get a slice of pepperoni pizza and a mellow yellow.
A mellow yellow?
Yeah, that That's probably right. Thanks, brother. Anyway,
Thanks, counselor. I like that part too.
counselor. Anyway, number 7 for me.
Give me more,
And this
Stevie.
is it. No, I'm going to give you more, but it's not going to be that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Number 7 for me is another album that Kiss went through a change on. It seems to be like it's a lot of them, but
Yeah.
you know they ended up on this album having their biggest hit in years, and it was different. And people kind of gave them crap about it, said they had gone disco. So then of course I'm talking about Dynasty, which
Gone,
is another
disco. Gone.
another great album. You know,
Yes,
this was a lot of songs could have been on this list. If we'd had 20, you know, we would have been in trouble. But this one was different. This one was different than any of the other songs up there. The start of it, it's a Gene song. The way it starts off with that dun 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 dun, and the way he sounds on there, his voice sounds so different, so great. But Charisma,
great song.
you know, and then at the end when you hear the other voice come out there, what is my?
Is it my fire or my flame? Do I drive you insane?
Is it my money or my name?
Yeah, God. That's some
like dragging a chain.
That's some Shakespeare right there, ain't it, brother?
Oh yeah, I hear it all the time when I'm when I had an English class. Gene Simmons doing his Shakespeare, but Charisma.
You know, it's funny. I mean, he gives Paul a bunch of shit for "I Was Made for Loving You" and not liking it. God, is there any more other disco song on that album besides Charisma? I love, by the way.
Yeah.
But I mean, you talk about, that's beyond disco. That's pure pop.
Yeah. What is
I love it. I love it. I don't think there's a song on that album I don't like.
What is it? He does it before the guitar solo. He does it. Ha! And then the guitar solo pops in. It's so great. So, I mean, man, it's just so, all this stuff when you talk about Kiss, for me, it brings up so many great memories from my childhood because I remember, oh my gosh. But number 7 for me, Charisma.
All right, number 6. We're gonna keep on the demon right here. And this song, I don't know what it's about. I know a lot of preachers have claimed that it was written about them and their interactions with Gene Simmons, which, you know, is kind of weird because it took place when the album had already been recorded and the song was already on it. Slow. I'm not really sure who plays the bass on this. I don't know. I'll say it. Maybe you know. But Saint and Sinner. Is it about preachers? You know, getting off this carousel. You can do what you please. You can go to hell. And I remember, you know, hearing that stuff. Well, Gene hated us so much he wrote a song about us. It's like, well, no, you're on the Creature of the Night tour. It was already on the album, bro. They didn't write it about you. But this takes me back to a time when I got into Kiss, as I've told you this story before. They had all these preachers at Gene just, you know, throwing all this stuff at him. And you're talking to a guy that was almost a rabbi.
Yeah. He took
I mean, and he didn't look like, you know, dumbass guy in the pool with his mom. Who's that guy that went Wasp and not a
Chris
Wasp?
Holmes.
I mean, he wasn't an idiot like that. Gene was very smart, very schooled, I guess is the word. And Saint and Sinner, you're a saint, I'm a sinner. I mean, it could have been written about the preachers. It could have been around a relationship. Who knows? Great song, though. I'm not sure who played the bass on it, but another great Creatures.
What was that? No, I'm not sure he played the bass on that either. There's been a lot of Gene songs that have criticized people
Religion.
in the religious sect.
Thou shalt not.
Thou shalt not. Seduction of the Innocent. You ever heard that one?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's
that
on
one,
Carnival of Souls, right?
Carnival of Souls. Yeah. And that, I'm gonna tell you this, dude. You talked about Carnival of Souls. A lot of people don't like that, and it's not a Kiss album, but I like a lot of the songs on that album. I like some of those. They didn't make the list, but some of them that I had up here was Seduction of the Innocent, Rain, Childhood's End.
That's a good song.
Childhood's End.
Forgot about Rain. Childhood's End. That was about
Hate
Gene. That was about Gene when losing one of his friends or something like that.
What? And that may have been what I've always heard. He wrote it about Kurt Cobain.
No, I heard it lost a.
Sunday morning, the New York Times.
It depends on what album they're trying to sell.
Yeah, well, it depends on what interview they did.
You know that I discovered Van Halen and Cinderella?
But yeah, Gene has a lot to say about religion, and Gene can back it up too, just like you said.
The rabbi.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got up there and he realized he wasn't going to get laid. that's why.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's from his own mouth. Yeah.
Freaking sex addict. Number 6 for me. And this is going to come off an album that you don't really care for a lot.
Elder, Carnival Souls.
Elder. But I remember, like I said before, I used to always read the album credits, the liner notes from start to finish. I'd read it and I'd look and see who wrote what song. And I always thought it was cool that this was one of the songs that Eric Carr, because you hadn't seen it before up there. Eric Carr's name hadn't been up on the songwriting credits. So this one was one that Eric Carr wrote or had a part in writing. And it's, yes, gosh, no, I just finished on my album challenge listening to Unfinished Business and listening to some of the songs. That was, I don't know if you've ever heard that before. It's got some of his older songs, and it's actually got him singing Shandy and All Hell's Breaking Loose.
Oh wow,
up there. So it was pretty cool, and it's got some interviews, little interview clips with him. But anyway,
Eric Carr, just another example of how life isn't fair. Just the nicest guy.
The nice guys get taken away. Yeah, and that was the case there. But this one for me on the Elder, there was some songs on the Elder that I didn't like, that I wouldn't really listen to a whole lot. So this was one of the songs I would. Under the Rose. Gene's got that growling voice. It sounds like this could have been in a movie about back, when they were going to do about the Elder.
Is that the one with the soft guitar, the acoustic guitar? Is that the one with the acoustic guitar in the beginning? I don't know the Elder that much. I Under the Rose.
It's got the oh gosh. No, it's kind of slow starting. Well, it's slow all the way through. But then when it gets to guitar solo, it starts picking up a little bit. You remember?
I got to hear this real quick. Let me get my phone.
Yeah, listen to it. And play it out loud because I don't want people to give me a copyright strike for this.
Don't you have so long though?
I don't know. YouTube usually picks it up pretty quick. Ain't that right, YouTube? Strike.
Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about that kind of acoustic and it goes into the bass. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That's the song I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's always been one of my favorites off the Elder, of course.
Is that a Gene song?
It's Gene. It sounds like somebody else singing with him, but unless they've got like double Gene up there, it sounds like somebody else is singing too. But it's possible.
You know what's funny about that? Another band would have been anybody else. A World Without Heroes. I would have won a damn Grammy. That's a great song. I love that song.
I love that song. The unplugged version is awesome.
The shared version is pretty good too. It's just a good song.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
It's on I think it's on Heart of Stone.
But anyway, yeah, that one because I always check that one out. The reason I really listen to a lot. So Eric Carr wrote the song. I'm gonna give this a shot. And
okay,
Under the Rose for me, number 6.
Number 5. Okay. This song is probably the height of my really Kiss becoming my favorite band. Like most teenagers at the time, I was going through a bunch of crap. school, parents, not thinking I was worth a damn. And this song, according to people, is so cheesy. Not even Chris Jericho likes this song. I love it.
Is this an 80s song?
Yeah, this is the 80s. It got me some tough times, words of encouragement. It's cheesy now, listen to it. But this whole album.
I know what it is. Crazy Night song? It's a Crazy Night song. I know what it is.
You said it. Say it.
My Way.
Yeah, My Way. I'm going to do it like I want and do it my way. I mean,
walk like I walk.
What's the part if you're stand on your own, you can make the grade in time? I mean, I remember.
But if you stand on your own, you can make the grade in time.
Yeah. If you take it like stone and stand on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I had bought the Crazy Nights album, and we had to write a song for school, and I did Crazy Nights because it's like this My Way and Crazy Nights are like sister songs, the same thing, And I love the keyboards, and I've heard the one where Paul's singing. I think there's a demo out there of him just singing by like a rocked up version or a keyed up. I can't remember what it was. It's a different version. It's pretty cool, but. I mean, a lot of people like hate this song. Crazy Nights was just like, a lot of people talk about, how The Wall or, that what got them through some stuff. I mean, Crazy Nights, because that was my band. I mean, Kiss was my band. I love My Way, and I know Jericho doesn't, which is kind of funny because he loves 80s Kiss, but I mean, I think he hates the song as much as Paul does, which is a shame.
And look, to me, My Way's not bad. The one that, and I don't hate it, but the one that I can't really listen to a lot is I'll Fight Hell to Hold You.
I don't get that. I don't hate the song. I think it's just his voice is way too high on that. I love that. It's no different than all the shredding guitars at the time. Everybody was singing like that.
No, I don't. Yeah, I agree with that. But I'm not saying I hate the song, but it's just if I had to pick between My Way and that, and I'll Fight Hell to Hold You, I'd pick My Way.
I think the only song on that album I don't like, and it's not Bang Bang You, because I like that song. I mean, no, hell no, that's a great song. No. Here, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty. And I mean, when your walls come down, it's like, it's like,
what kind of conversation do you think went on in the studio after that happened? I mean, you think Paul just ad-libbed that in and said, "Here, kitty, kitty, here, kitty," and what do you think? The producer and all the guys up there in the studio,
Ron Nevilleson, who just produced Heart, Alone, one of the greatest songs that we discussed.
Yeah,
here, kitty, kitty, here, kitty, kitty.
They're just looking at each other like, what did he just say? And Gene's probably sitting in the background and said he said worse before, so don't just let it go.
Gene wasn't there. He was off shooting a movie. Remember?
Oh yeah, he was probably being that
transvestite
in the John Stamos movie.
Yeah, but I mean, Crazy Nights is not everybody's favorite, but man, those like I think Asylum and this one they got in Heart in the Shade. That was my life at the time because I mean I couldn't drive. I just put my I remember just like you mentioned it. One we had talked about Turn on the Night. God, I'd get out there in the back porch with my Walkman on, act like I was playing to 1,000, at least 20,000 people. I mean, that's the dreams we had back then.
Maybe I am just a freaking Kiss tard and I'm proud of it. But all of these albums that we talk about and people would like give crap to, I'm like, I always look forward to them and I always listen to them over and over and over again because I was such a Kiss tard. But, I will say this. I guess it wore off a little bit in my old age because once Sonic Boom and Monster came along, I haven't listened to them anything like
I'm with you, bro.
I did those other albums. I mean, even Carnival up until those two, because Carnival Solos I've listened to over and over and over again.
I think with me. I think it was with Psycho Circus. I like a couple songs, but it just wasn't authentic like it was before, and I feel the same way with the last two albums. It just...
Well, maybe it was, I don't know. I don't know what the difference would be.
Hell or Hallelujah was badass, but I mean, it's about it.
I don't know what the difference would be.
We're older.
It's got to be something to do with the older. Plus, they changed lineups a lot. Well, not a lot, but a good amount of time with some of these albums that I still listen to over. What are you looking at? You looking at it like there's something in there that you won't supposed to be.
Well, no, I went to Sonic and I paid extra for real cherries. There's not a damn cherry in there.
Oh, you went for a cherry, huh? Anyway,
I ain't touching that one, Steve.
Yeah. Anyway,
I went for a cherry. All I got was a lime.
I guess with the lineup change this last time, that I really couldn't get into it. I mean, and give it a chance. Maybe that's me just being stupid with it. I just couldn't give it a chance.
Plus, when you have guys 50 pushing 60 singing about screwing, it's not the same as 20s and 30s, even 40s.
And look, I don't think that bothered me that much either. I don't know what it was, but I just couldn't. I for some reason I've yet to give Monster. I've given it a listen twice, maybe.
Honestly, I'm like that with all music. I mean, there's all music by all the bands I like. There's no staying power, and I don't think it's the music. I think it's me. Because I'll listen to the new Jericho, new Fozzy, loved it.
Yeah.
Now, Gary Allen had an album come out. One of my favorite country guys. I mean, it's just I think my attention span is gone. And I don't think it's the music, because there's stuff out there so like the Def Leppard. I loved it first time I heard it, but I've only listened to it once. I mean, it's me.
Yeah, I just listened to Gary. Matter of fact, that Gary Allen album the other day. That was pretty good. I like Gary Allen too.
Me too. Future podcast.
Look, I did listen to this came up on my, because if you guys haven't been following, I do like I did it like a year and a half ago, started where I listened to entire albums, and some of them are people I wouldn't usually listen to. One of them that came up around it, and I listened to them like four. I'll switch back and forth in 4 different albums at a time, because I don't like to go all the way through it at one time. But Gary Allen, then Luke Bryan. Ooh. Luke Bryan is sorry, bud. Anyway, guess what though? Fozzy's drummer is Luke Bryan's drummer. Not Fozzy, but
he's not
Quarantine.
Singing. He's not singing about corn making whiskey. Come on. No, not a Luke Bryan fan. I mean, I don't like it. I don't like him.
There's some songs that he's like. This album, and I was telling my daughter today.
I don't like the dude.
I'll tell you this. I've listened to some of his stuff,
he just annoys me. He doesn't wear a cowboy hat. That's what it is. I don't know.
Oh my God, jeez. All of his stuff is starting to sound the same to me now. And I was telling my daughter about it. She listens to him more than I do. She said, "Yeah, I can see that." She said, that used to be a lot what she listened to, but now not so much." But so, yeah, Garza, we got off from Kiss to country music. Yeah, there you go. Take your. He's probably got a drinking game. Every time they go on a tangent, he takes a drink. So, right. Yeah,
we need to do that. We need to do some drunk podcasting, Stevie.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. Well, you're already drunk. Never mind. You're appearing as Ace Frehley tonight.
That's what you say, brother. Did you see the post I put up with them? Because it was like, I don't know, 23 years ago, they did the whole WCW thing with the Demon coming out.
Oh yeah, did you see it was like the worst rated segment?
Oh yeah. Look, I put it up there, and of course our buddy Pinocchio made a little comment about it, and then I said Ace was probably saying, "What the hell, 2 jeans?" And then he said, "Are we?" And then I said, "Are we doing that freaking movie again? Where's my stunt double?" I didn't see any African American Ace Frehleys out there.
I think a lot of it, like with that era, I remember when they got into wrestling, and I think around the Psycho Circus. I mean, I saw the reunion tour. It wasn't my favorite tour. I thought they took a step back, but I get why they did that. But I kind of tuned them out. They're still my band, but I think I was more into country music back in the late 90s than I was. I'd go see them, of course, but I had a chance to go see them in Austin, and a couple times I didn't go. If they played San Antonio, I'd go, but Yeah, when they started getting to the wrestling thing, I was like,
well, you know what the plan was with that, don't you?
I make money.
No, the plan. Look, this is what they had planned to do. They
It
had
had like 4 wrestlers, right?
It was going to be all 4 of them, and I would love to see who the other 3 were going to be, because Brian Adams was the original Demon, the guy that played Crush in WWF, whatever. He was the original Demon, and he dropped it. He left because he was like, "This is stupid."
Well,
And
the WWF turned it down. That's how bad WCW was at this time. Because I was watching this, and I watched some of the concert, and I love wrestling and I love Kiss, but man, I just did not go together. I just like
they were going to make a whole Kiss, like a Kiss stable.
It's just too much. It's just too much. It's just too much saturation. It's just, it's like when they came back and all the crap, the toys came out again. And
yeah,
I bought some of it, but man, some of that, and even up to the now, it's like, really? And people collect the shit out of it. I mean, it's, I mean, I got some shot glasses for Kiss shot glasses for my birthday. I don't really buy too much anymore. And it's just, I don't know.
I buy the vinyl, and I get the T-shirts that come with that.
Yeah, T-shirts are fine.
But I've got some gifts. I got some of the what was that? What was that company that made the new figures? They're at Walmart. I can't remember.
McFarlane?
No, it's not McFarlane. It's a different one.
I mean,
I got the Ace and the Gene one of that.
I mean, I don't buy their stuff, but like the Destroyer box that I bought out and the Creatures is coming out, September? So I'll get that.
Is it September or November?
I heard September, but it could be November.
We're right around the corner for September, right now.
I'd like to hear. I can't wait to hear the album review of that, because that's not one of their favorite, which I don't get.
You were talking about the reunion tour, and I know we're getting off subject, but
no, not
Tom and Zeus, who we mentioned a lot up here because they help us out a lot, and they're just great. There's Shout Out Loudcast this past week their episode was about the, Paul going on Tom Morella's podcast talking about the top 5 moments he thought in Kiss history. And if I had, and this would, I guess we need to say this for a podcast. We could do our top 5 moments.
I put mine on the Shout Out Loud. They'll probably get read on the air. You didn't see it?
I put one of them up there for mine, and people probably think it's strange, but a lot to do with the reunion tour. Everybody put reunion tour stuff like that. Yeah. I will tell you this: what I felt like was a top 5 moment for me, and this is going all the way back to 78 for me. Was the performance under the Brooklyn Bridge at the MTV.
That was cool.
Yeah. And then, because I can remember watching it that night, and I was just like,
Dennis Miller at the end. You're one of the best. You got the best Kiss. Dennis Miller.
But the thing that got me was, I remember that part. You remember that part? Anyway.
Well, you didn't answer me, Stevie. I get kind of offended here now.
Anyway. But the thing that got me was, as excited as I was after that, I was like, gosh, that was pretty freaking awesome right there. And I said, I can't wait to go back and watch that again. And then when they're going off the air, they're rolling the credits, you look and they go back and you see Ace singing and they're performing. And I'm like,
no, go!
I was like, what the freaking MTV? Go back to the damn concert. Show the whole thing.
It's kind of like the old days in wrestling when all the good shit starts happening.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're out of time. We'll see you next week. No!
Yep. Yeah. But they ended up doing 5 songs.
They got that out there they got that out there.
Yeah, I got it. I've got it. Yeah.
Of course you do, Stevie. Of course you do.
But the funny thing
Sam give you a call and get that for you?
Sam Loomis, that's me.
He's still in the park.
Don't mention that name anymore. God, I'm so sick of hearing about Sam Loomis now.
The thing about that is that I'm kind of with Zeus on that. Like, I'll watch it like one time, then I'm done with it. I was like, oh, that's cool. I don't collect it because it's like,
well, I love
crap on YouTube I can watch. I'd rather watch the Houston 77. I Love Gun tour. I don't. People collect that stuff, and that's cool, but I don't get. A lot of it's confusing. It's like I don't get watching stuff over. It's like movies. I don't buy movies. I watch it one time, I'm good. Except for Bohemian Rhapsody. I actually bought that movie because that was a good movie.
So my dad used to get on me about watching old football games. That because I like older football games. He's like,
That's all I do now, Stevie. Go Cowboys.
Yeah, but he's like, you already know who's gonna win it. I said, well, excuse me, man, that watches movies from 50 years ago with people that have been dead longer than I've been alive.
Okay,
And
Paul Stanley.
You already know what's gonna happen there. At least I said they try to hit somebody, miss by a foot, and they still go down. So I mean,
that's what Paul told Gene, right? When they're on the, was it?
Yeah. That was I robbed
It's Confidential. Was it when they were like
exactly?
Yeah.
That's where I got the line from that I said to Daddy because I thought it was so good.
Yeah,
he looked at me like they've been dead longer than I've been alive. But
and he was already in his 40s then, so yeah.
Yeah. Can you remember? That's been a long time ago, dude. Because they're in their 70s now. Just think about it.
That was to me, the Revenge era was just the best.
That was one of the best. I'll go on with that.
Everybody was so excited when they came out in the makeup, and I was like, here we go.
Well, I mean,
because I'm not, I'm Gene and Paul guy because I grew up.
I can see that. I mean, I can see that because I would like to see.
I mean, I don't hate the reunion tour, but
dude.
Nah.
That was so freaking exciting at that time.
No, it was cool. It was cool. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. It just wasn't.
I've been waiting for that.
It would probably be like the people who like the 70s stuff going and seeing the Animalized tour. It'd probably feel the same way. Like, oh, it's, that's probably the same. It would just be reverse me seeing the reunion tour.
Yeah. All right. So you just gave your number 5 about 15 minutes ago. After we went off that tell.
Hey, but at least we stayed mostly on Kiss subject, so we can't give it bad time.
Except for the Luke Bryan junk. Number 5 for me is, and this is another song that's grown with me over the years. Soft Creatures.
You're so reflective, Steve. You just have a way to sit there like you're looking into the microwave. No, microphone.
Microwave.
But I always want to say that, man. But you don't spout out like me and a loudmouth. But you're just I come to love this. I mean, you're very thoughtful in your. I'm giving you a compliment, brother. Come on,
there's
man.
There's so many, and like I said, with these songs, it could change by the week.
See, there you go again. You just doing exactly what I said.
I don't care.
Bro. Insightful. No, I'm giving you a compliment, bro.
I know you are. But this song, the intros always stuck out with me. It's another Gene song, and the way it starts off with doom, 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 and then when he pipes in, and the chorus is great. Rock and roll hell, get me out of this rock and roll hell. Isn't that the one Bryan Adams helped write?
Bryan Adams and Jim Balance. That didn't make my list. Made my honorable mentions. That was another kind of Creatures song that
Here comes
you don't really know what's about. I think it tells a story. Gonna steal a guitar. I mean, this time tomorrow he'll be gone. I mean, good storytelling on this.
I love it. I love rock and roll.
I love this song. Yeah.
Because look, I remember getting and here I go back again. I remember getting the cassette for Christmas, and I was listening. I would just listen to I was listening to Creatures of the Night. I was listening to I Love It Loud, War Machine. I Still Love You. I was listening to that, but man, later on, when I really got into listening to it, so many. I mean, Danger, Killer, great songs. And people were like, "You're a freaking Kiss star. You don't hate any Kiss song." But yes, I do. Believe me, I do.
Well, I like "Keep Me Coming." I think it's a great song. It's about a young innocent. It's got that Zeppelin that almost made my list. But I went with, of course, Saint and Sinner, because that's probably out of all of them. I just love that intro, that do that intro. But Rock and Roll Hell, man, that was on my honorable mention, man. I love that one.
Bryan Adams is great too.
And Jim Balance, and I think he
thought Bryan Adams would write a song for Kiss about rock and roll hell, and then do
War Machine.
Everything I Do.
Did he write War Machine too?
Did he write War Machine too? I don't know.
Yeah, everything I do it for you.
Yeah, go from rock and roll hell to everything I do for you. But that was
what was that song you did with Sting and Rod Stewart? All for Love.
All for Love. Bryan Adams is one of my favorites.
I saw him open up for the Stones around Voodoo Lounge '94, and he was trying to change his image. That's when he came out. Have you really loved a woman? Like that? Have you really loved a woman? So he was like not going to play his hits. I'm like, my God, you're not going to play Heaven, dude. Run to You, dude.
Yeah, he did write War Machine.
I thought so.
He said, I went down to Los Angeles. Gene had a guitar riff, but he didn't have a song. I thought it was a pretty good, cool guitar riff. I didn't finish the idea when I was in LA, but I took it back to Vancouver. And then back home, he began working on the concept with Jim Vouch, came up with War Machine.
You know, what was that interview that they did? Is it Martin Pavloff they had on Three Side? No, sorry. Yeah, rewind. No, it was one of the podcasts. I don't know if it was it Shout Out Loud or I don't know. It was one of the podcasts. But they were talking about how close the guy from Mr. became to joining Kiss, but he couldn't sing. Oh yeah,
Ferris. Yeah.
But he couldn't sing. I mean, I guess he did okay otherwise, but does Vinnie Vincent really sing? I was like,
I don't remember hearing him sing.
But I mean, that's what they said, that he didn't get the gig because he couldn't sing, but I don't remember Vinnie Vincent singing.
That's what I don't remember Vinny singing either. Not even in his Invasion or anything like that. Whew, that would have been
hell of a songwriter, though. Hell of a songwriter.
Yeah. You got to give credit where credit's due. He might be a cuckoo bird, but he can write a song. I wonder if he can still do it now, though. What do you think?
I don't know.
He knows how to shred, that's for sure.
I mean, he wrote some good stuff on Revenge, so it's like.
Yeah, but that's been. I mean, I don't know.
30 years. That's 30 years.
Yeah. 30. I just got the Revenge new vinyl.
Of course you did. Of course
you did. And the T-shirt too.
Okay, the T-shirt's okay.
Oh, the T-shirt.
These people that do the vinyl. I got the yellow, the green, and the blue.
No, are you gonna play those? I'm just hoping.
I'm gonna hang them on my wall because just stare at them.
I just hope they can re-release like Sonic Boom and You Wanted the Best. That's the only
the two albums
that's the only two I'm lacking.
You Wanted the Best. That kind of goes kind of high. That's out of print, dude.
That's what I'm saying. They could re-release one. You know what I'm saying?
I got the CD, but
yeah, but that one I saw $350 for that on eBay. So anyway, number 4 for you.
Number 4. Well, Stevie. You were talking about on Kiss Confidential about, Gene's love for old movies. He actually got this one from this. The name of this song is from an old movie. And what goes on behind closed doors? What do you say? Open wounds and sores or something like that? Is that what he says on this?
Open wounds and sores.
Yeah, it's While the City Sleeps.
Oh.
Yeah, he says something about what goes on behind closed doors, open wounds or something about that. And I don't know if he's talking about like, monkeypox or anything, but this is a song that I've been kind of flirting with doing a paranormal podcast, and I need to find out exactly, what the lead song can be, but this is one I would have as my lead song into that. I love the intro into that.
You better watch it. Gene will come looking for
you. There's a lot of people do that, man. I mean, but you can play so much of it. So, I mean, I know I'm just saying, if I had an intro to I thought about that. Like when I used to listen to sports radio back a long time, that would be a good intro to sports radio. Kind of like what the Pretenders, when Rush Limbaugh used to, much to their chagrin, used to play Back to Ohio or whatever. But I always thought that would be a good intro. But yeah, While the City Sleeps, and I guarantee that's probably not on your list, is it?
No.
While the city sleeps. Did you ever notice at the end of this song, it's got the same ending that War Machine does, the same kind of sound? Listen to it sometime.
I haven't listened to While the City Sleeps.
Listen to the ending of While the City Sleeps. It's got like the same kind of guitar stuff that the sounds like into War Machine.
Okay. Kind of like the feedback thing, like
yeah.
Okay.
Because I was like, I remember hearing that. I was like, where have I heard that before? Where have I heard that? And I like, oh yeah. So that's my While the City Sleeps. It's an old God, 20 or 30s movies. Gene got that's where he got the title from.
Number 4 for me is also from Animalize, but it's the leadoff song. I remember hearing this the first time, and say what you want to about Mark St. John, but that intro to that song.
But did he play it? I thought that was Paul.
Is it Paul playing that?
I thought that he couldn't. The way they make it sound, it was Paul. I mean, I don't know.
It was. Whoever played it was pretty damn good. And the
it probably was him because it's fast.
Yeah, the solo is pretty good too. But I've had enough. Should have been a freaking single off that album.
I see that.
Out of the cold. But yeah, I've had enough. Great leadoff song, and just kicks off the whole fire thing and heat thing. For yes, I guess they must have been summertime when they were writing this. God, it's hot. Hey, that's a good idea.
Wintertime.
Let's freaking talk about heat. But Paul does a great job on this song. I'm looking at my list.
I think they played that. Didn't they try to play that sometime? They played it a few times live.
Animalize tour?
I think so.
You might have, but I've had enough is
good song.
Freaking awesome. You put that up against Thrills in the Night, which was a single. Which one are you picking?
Thrills in the Night. I love Thrills in the Night.
I think it's about neck for neck there because I do like Thrills in the Night.
Yeah, they're pretty close. But, I can see that. I would, if I had to pick one, that's what I would pick.
I think it should have been a single off the album, but number 4 for me is I've Had Enough.
What about Get All You Can Take? God, talk about a great
song. That's on my honorable mentions up here.
I mean, I didn't think about that till now.
One of my 30.
Like, what is that? I mean, we're talking about Gene saying the F word. Well, they do it right here,
Yeah.
And I remember first hearing this, are they cussing? Because, of course, I'm like 15, nah. Like, oh, my God. And there was no parental advisory sticker on there?
Then I had to look at the liner notes, and I said, oh, yeah, they are saying it. But, yeah.
I think the only song
you can take is one of my 30.
The only song on Animalize I don't like is Murder in High Heels. I'm just not a fan of that song.
Murder in High Heels.
Probably another old movie Gene got the name from.
Yeah. You reckon that was his little thing back then? He would just say, hey, this is an old movie title. I can just use a title and write from that.
Well, that's how he got his name, right?
Yeah. That lady.
That old actress, Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a movie on in the 80s called North and South, and it was like Patrick Swayze's kind of breakout role.
Simmons in it.
And it's like, oh my God, Gene Simmons is in this. They're like, what?
Yeah, can't you see him up there dressed with his dressed in a Confederate?
Yeah, we're going back to Mount Royal.
And then breathing fire on.
Did you ever see North and South?
Yes.
A great movie, man.
Yeah,
like they have all these.
That when it came, I remember when it came on TV. It was like a mini series.
Yeah.
My mom watched it every night. I was like, I want to watch. It was some. I don't know what show was on. I want to watch this. Nope, you can't watch it because we didn't have but one TV in the house.
That was a great
show.
And then
finally they broke bad. Santa Claus for Christmas brings me a 13-inch black and white TV. Yeah, boy, I put it on top of I had a little Pittsburgh Steelers mini locker. Put it on top of that. And I'm like, gosh, this is a life. I've got a 13-inch black and white TV.
I remember.
I didn't know any better.
I remember when I got the TV with the VCR in it. Oh man, that was great. Until you find out that breaks and you can't use it.
If the VCR breaks, you can't use it. Yeah.
All right. We're number 3.
Top 3.
Okay. This song is probably what did him in. It's probably why he got fired. There's an extended mix I've heard. I think it's like 8 or 9 minutes long. I love it. And it starts out kind of, I think there's like different mixes of like the stuff off Dynasty. Dirty Living. It's getting to me. This great, man. I mean, you talk about, when I hear this song, I picture just coke binges and just going on Tom Snyder. And,
hey, fucko.
Having a blast, dude. And I mean, it's one thing to live it and die, but it's one thing to survive it and talk about it, and like you think about them, you think Keith Richards, Peter Criss, and where that come from. You think about those that lived that lifestyle and are still with us. And you have so many that tried it and they die. Like remember
Yeah.
Len Bias? One
Yeah.
time and you killed him.
One time.
And you think about
Right after the draft.
yeah, and it's like all these drugs that these guys did, and they're still
walking around.
Motley Crue, God,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Dirty Living, there's like an extended version mix of it. I love that. I love the Dynasty era. Good. I mean, I was a young kid at the time. I remember disco, but this symbolizes like excess for me. Dirty Living.
Yeah. Have you ever gone on YouTube and looked and seen the Dynasty recording sessions?
No.
It's an hour. It's over an hour, but they've got the audio from them recording the songs. Yeah, you need to get if you like some of Peter's stuff back then. You need to go listen to that. If you can get through it, it's kind of repetitive on some things, but yeah, it's interesting to listen to.
But I remember I got this Kiss bootleg. Probably I bought it at like when you used to have those record conventions before everything was online, and it was called Kiss Last Licks or something. But it was the Hot in the Shade, and they had the bandanas on. I guess we're on the firing squad, and it had these mixes of like Dirty Living and like Charisma, and I mean some badass mixes. And you see them of course on YouTube now, but I mean that was cool to find that crap in the early '90s.
Yeah,
that and like Wicked Lester, and. I mean, I think internet's a great thing, but man, there was a time when you go find something like, what the hell is this?
Like, what is
you
this?
Find a bootleg.
You were excited about it, dude. You were excited about it. Now it's like, oh, big deal. We found that.
And now I see bootlegs and I hear, people talk about the live albums. There's only a couple. I mean, I only need like one or two live albums. I don't need, 1970. I mean, I don't need all those. I have, maybe one good, like the soundboard thing. I mean, I don't need all those. I mean, I need a good live album like Adam Kiss Uncensored. I have it ripped to my, iPhone off the DVD, or I guess VHS. I mean, but to me, I hear a bootleg, I think, stuff I haven't heard before, like the Paul Stanley stuff from like the 80s, that stuff. That's what I like.
There is a demo of, and they say, some people say it's Crazy Nights demos.
Yeah.
But there's some people that say Paul was writing some songs for Cher.
Yeah, they do sound like Cher songs.
And, one of them was When Two Hearts Collide. That does not, I mean, Paul does a great job with it, but I don't think it would have fit on Crazy Nights.
Did she do that song?
I don't think she ever did it. But then you got Sword and Stone, and that would have, yeah.
Bonfire
that ends up on the
right?
Shocker soundtrack. But
plus a band called Bonfire did that.
Yeah, they did. That's what they did on the Shocker soundtrack.
What was that song that Cher did? We All Sleep Alone. That Bon Jovi. That was a good song. Cher had some good, like that song Heart of Stone. That's a great song. I mean, some of her stuff, like in the late,
some good songs back then. But I like
not the what was that song she did? It's in His Kiss, a few mermaids or whatever.
Shoot song.
Yeah, something like that.
The remake.
Yeah. That was it had Winona Ryder in it, so that was okay.
Had Winona Ryder and a very young Christina Ricci.
Oh, did you see that new Addams Family trailer?
Yeah.
That they're giving what's his name so much crap for, Gomez or whatever.
Yeah, a guy named Gomez being played by a Hispanic guy. Yeah. How dare they?
Well, I just noticed Catherine Zeta-Jones. She still looks smoking.
Anyway, number 3 for me. And let's see. No, I haven't had one off that album, but this is. I'm getting to it. I'm not going to blurt it out like you. I haven't had one off this album.
You got to get articulate, Stevie. Back in the summer of '79.
This would have been 89. No, 90 probably. Hot to Shade.
89, 90, yeah.
So this is one that is one of those songs that we talked about on what would have been side 2 on that album. But some bands have made it into more of a hit than it actually was by remaking it. Namely Quarantine. But Silver Spoon, it's a power song. I love the beat of it. And you know, I could deal without some of the things that he says in there. And what my daddy said, I wasn't born with a silver, but I love the chorus when they go to the back. Whoa, whoa, love it. And I'm nowhere near Paul Stanley's pipes, but not even today. But yeah, Silver Spoon is just a great song to me. Underrated song.
Don't try to tell me where you're coming or what you're doing. From where I'm from, everybody's somebody, except that damn Peter Criss. Yeah,
Peter Criss.
That was on the that metal shop. They were talking that they were doing interview. Like you were familiar with it, right? They do interviews with the artists. They talk about songs.
I know about. Well, yeah, I looked it up on YouTube after you told me about it.
Well, he was talking about how he got the singers from that church to sing the chorus, and one of the girls goes,
Neil Carter.
Yeah, we'll do it as long as you don't get into that devil stuff.
Yeah, I forgot about the whole church choir singing.
I like that song
a lot too.
I'm partial to the Paul. I like the cover, but I'm of course partial to Paul. It's got that.
I like the Paul. Yeah,
he's got that whole. It's a kind of the prequel to God Gave Rock and Road to You. Now, people, we have been given a road.
We what we should have done. We should have done all our intros like Paul usually does. We'd come up with some corny lines.
Yeah, we'd be here 3 fucking hours.
I just gotten through listening to another album today. Was that one live Kiss he did? Yeah, the live album.
It's a great album. I love it. I posted that.
Great.
I posted that the other day. Magic Touch.
Yeah.
On the that's one tour I wish I could have seen, but he only played like Georgia area and Florida. He didn't play Texas. I wanted to go.
Yeah, it was a good set list. I mean, he had a great selection up there that because Magic Touch was up there. What was the other one? Some songs from his solo albums.
He did
Tonight You Belong to Me.
He also did A Million to One.
Yeah, he did, and it ended up. If Paul ever does a solo tour like that, he always needs to end it with Goodbye, and he ended it with Goodbye. Goodbye is another song that it has grown with me over the years.
I remember when that solo album came out, and my buddy, I turned him on to Kiss. I think he really didn't become a fan until we went to the 1992 club tour in Dallas, my 20th birthday. And he's like, I get it now, bro. And this was, the Revenge warm up. I get it. I get how you love this band. And he was talking about when that album Live to Win came out, and he's going, what's a shame is that more people won't hear this, and that loving you without you now.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, if that would have been Daughtry or somebody else, that would have been huge.
Yeah.
But it's the stigma that he gets that it's just it's mind-boggling.
Yeah. It's typecasting. But I was surprised. Live to Win was on a lot of like Fox Sports stuff and
the South Park episode. Did you ever see the South Park episode?
Yes.
It's amazing, and it's funny is that I think what Kiss is finally getting the recognition in the last few years they've got it, and it's not because they're respected, it's because of the longevity.
Yeah,
because they've outlasted their critics.
A lot of people still don't respect them, dude.
Well, yeah, you see people on, well, they suck, and like what are you doing? It just like going on Facebook to defend somebody is like, dude, Paul Stanley, their life is better than mine. It's like I'm not a Rush fan or a Pink Floyd fan, but I don't think they suck. They're just not my type of thing.
What is that thing he says? You want to like us? That's fine. You want to hate us? That's fine too. You want to be in the middle? Get the fuck out.
Or my best friend thinks I'm a jerk because I like Kiss.
I
told a buddy of mine. I told it one time we were watching that, and I looked at my buddy Brett. He's like, "Yeah, you are an asshole for liking this band."
It's made you a better person, buddy.
Yes, it has. Doing a podcast with a great guy named Stevie Flythe.
Who's he? Number two for you.
Number 2. Who does number 2 work for?
Who do you work for?
Another Peter Criss song.
Uh-oh.
This one
I know it is. Let me go ahead and guess. I finally found my way to you.
Yeah, right. I talked about my second favorite Ace solo on Strange Ways. Well, this song is my favorite Ace solo. And I don't think they've done it live. I think they did it on the cruise. I found something on YouTube of a crowd. I think any other band would have done this song. Like maybe and just a regular rock band. It would have been a hit because I was listening to Dress to Kill and I heard the first couple of songs. I think this is the third or fourth song. But when this song came out, I heard the guitar. I was like, okay, that's Kiss. And then Peter comes in. Get away.
Should I stay or
Yeah,
should I?
just and the Ace comes in with that solo and just nails it and leaves. But I thought this would have been a good rock radio hit, but of course, the stigma. Like, and if you put this on another band, I think it would have been a hit.
Yeah, that's not a bad song.
Yeah, I heard Eric Singer playing it on the cruise, but I mean, I don't think they've ever played it because I've looked and
yeah,
I haven't been able to find it. And you would think bands like that back then, they do an album, they pretty much play the whole songs, but Kiss pretty much stuck with the first album.
How many songs were on their set list? That's the thing.
But if their first album, I mean, that's majority of their set list now. Even now,
yeah, good Lord, yeah. All right, so my number 2 is probably gonna be our first repeat of the night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you had this on way earlier.
Let me guess. Within. It's got to be Within.
Nope.
No, it's not My Way. I know it's not While the City Sleeps.
No.
It's got to be Saint Sinner.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Strange Ways.
Oh, duh.
Number 2
you said that earlier.
I'm like you. The guitar solo from Ace is killer. And Peter's something about the song. I mean, it's not just the sound of Hotter Than Hell, but something about Peter's voice on that. It's just eerie sound. And when he did it at Creatures Fest, it still sounded eerie, really eerie. Like, and it's just heavy. Man, when Ace hits that solo though, that's all you got to hear. He goes right into it, and then the chorus with all of them doing this strange ways,
twist of fate.
Yeah, you gotta love it. It should have been played, before Peter got out of the band. It should have been played live before that. But they didn't want to give Peter a whole lot.
That's that and like All the Way. Those are great songs. I mean,
yeah, All the Way is great.
What's that other song? There's one more. And it's like maybe
Mainline.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's another Peter song.
What was that about?
Stevie.
Oh, you don't know?
Drug related, perhaps?
Maybe.
That's like when I first heard what Nothing to Lose was about. It's like, man, it just killed it for me.
Yeah.
The idea of that just not sexy. That's just not sexy.
When I heard it, I remember because I hadn't listened to my live album in a while, and then when I got older, I listened to it again, and I was like, okay, what are we talking about here? I don't remember it sounding like this when I was a kid, but anyway. So number 2 for me is Strange Ways. Our first repeats. I don't know if we'll have another.
I doubt it.
Might be the only one.
I remember seeing him a couple years ago, and he had another guy singing for him, but man, he just ripped on this solo. God, it was so great. All right.
What you got at number 1, buddy?
This is probably this is not the first Kiss song I heard, but this is next to the single on the album. I don't know if it was a single or not, maybe not. The hit on the album. This is probably like the first Kiss song that really oh, okay, stuck with me. Of course, it's off Asylum because that's, I remember asking my dad, he's there.
Oh my
God. Dad, what's lingerie? And he looks at me. I'm like, what, 13?
Why are you asking me
hell
that?
Are you worried about? This Mr. Christian man, Jimmy Swaggart.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Do you wear it on a hot day?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I was listening. I mean, I thought it was like some kind of
Lingerie.
cologne. I thought it was some kind of cologne. I mean, I just
Yeah.
but I mean, besides the money, why else be a rock star?
Shake, rattle, and roll.
First song, besides Tears Are Falling, what stuck with me off Asylum, my first album, but I still love this song. I love the intro. I mean, Bruce Kulick. I mean, solo, and at the end when Gene's yeah. I mean, Gene gets a lot of crap for not, putting in a lot of effort, but man, this Secret Really Cruel is an awesome song. I think it's one of his best.
Do me a favor, and if you can't find it, I'll send it to you. There was a guy, and it's been back probably 10, maybe over 10 years ago, that he by himself did a video in makeup. He did Secretly Cruel. He redid it as a 70s sounding Kiss song.
Okay.
And if you like Secretly Cruel off Asylum, you'll love it when you hear it. He does all the parts, and he wears all different makeup the whole time. It switches back and forth. If I didn't think, I would put it up here right now and share it with you. If I didn't think it would get us on YouTube a strike or something, but yeah, you go look it up. The guy's name is Double Virgo, and he does Secretly Cruel. And I've tried to get in touch with the guy, but he hadn't put any videos up since then. It's been about, like I said, it's been over 10 years ago now, but makes that song, and I like Secretly Cruel to start with, but giving it that 70s Kiss sound, that would have been a hit back in the 70s. You need to watch it.
Done by another artist, of course.
But no, I think what I'm saying, if they gave it that, yourself, is a different sound in the 70s with Kiss than it was any other time. That's how Classic 78 is able to recreate it. This guy did it before Classic 78 did it. But
I'm just saying that, like what I said with Getaway, it's just that they would be hits for other people, but Kiss had a stigma against them. It was just, they weren't hitting anything before Alive. Well, Rock and Roll Night, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Rock and Roll All Night really didn't take off
to the live version.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was out there, but it didn't chart really well.
Payola. That stuff was going on where the artists would get paid. They would pay the.
Yeah.
I mean,
what the heck? Hold on.
What happened? We're still live, bro.
Yeah. Something played in the background on me. So number one for you, Secretly Cruel. So we'll only have one repeat after that.
I figured.
But number one for me, and this is, to me, one of the biggest no play, I guess what you call it, by Kiss in the 70s in a concert. This would have been so awesome to hear on a live too, or even hear it on any tour that you can go back and listen to now. But
put your hand in my pocket,
grab hold to my rocket. No, it's not that.
Let me guess. Okay, you said Alive 2, so it's got to be one of the 3 albums. Of course, I think of a song that's underrated, a deep track. I think Sweet Pain, but I don't think that's yours.
No, that's not. That's not it.
And I don't think it's Baby Driver, and I don't think it's
close.
Mr. Speed.
Yep, Mr. Speed should have been played in concert. I mean, that intro, and I remember as a kid, for some reason, I was scared to death of the song. I don't know why, but I was scared of it. I was 5 years old.
The God
5
of
years
Thunder,
old, dude.
God of Thunder was
God
fine.
of Thunder didn't phase me, but Mr. Speed for some reason.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I was scared of it. But
Are you afraid the ladies wouldn't call you that, Stevie?
Let's hope that everybody calls me that.
I know. Thinking about that, do you really want the ladies to call you that?
Exactly. Why do you want them call? I've always wondered about it. Why you want them call me Mr. Speed?
At least Gene loves them and leaves them. Hey, he loves them at least.
But Mr. Speed, man, I mean, come on.
I always
how
thought
did this not get played live?
I always thought that song could have been done better in the studio because as good as the rest of the album is, because like in that part where at the end after the solo and then you hear Paul go, "Ow!" I mean, it's like that's such a half-assed ow. That's like the worst part. It's like a slow ow. It's like it should have go
slow ow, not a luau, a slow ow.
No, it just seems like he's tired. But I think you're right. A live version would have been like a lot of the stuff like off different album and Justice for All. I can't listen to off the album, but live I can. And I think that's
how bad Justice for All. That's because there's no bass on it on the album.
Exactly.
Jason Newsted got screwed.
Still better than anything Dave Mustaine's done.
Yeah, it was. I mean, but I'm looking here. I want to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Paul songs. And I'm not counting the ones he sang with Gene, because Lover All I Can was pretty much a dual thing. 5 Paul songs for me, and then
are we doing that?
I don't have any A songs up here
besides Strange Ways, of course.
Yeah, but I'm talking about singing. Who sings?
Great, you're gonna make me do homework,
I got
Stevie.
1. Gene's got 3. And then Peter's got 1. Oh, yours.
I got 5 Gene songs, 3 Peter songs, and 2 Paul songs.
That's pretty good. No A songs.
Which is funny for me because Paul's my guy. Like, but
well, the Ace Cult will be after us because there's no A songs up here. But
I didn't have any A songs either.
No, you didn't have any.
Wow.
What about your honorable mentions?
My honorable mentions.
How many you got?
I got 5.
Okay, I'll get 5.
Okay, rockin'. You got 30 standing by?
Yeah. I'll get 5 over here.
Of course you do, Stevie. Okay, Rock and Roll Hell, which is you mentioned. Brian Adams co-wrote that. Another song that got me through some tough times. A la Gene, Trial by Fire. Life's a trial by fire. It's that basic, I'm going to live my life, that basic, Tony Robbins Kiss song. A song, and you're going to laugh at me when I say this, but for the time, I thought it could have been a single. Hell or High Water by Gene on Hot in the Shade. Great melodic song. I mean,
was that on Hot in the Shade or Crazy Nights?
I mean, Crazy Nights, sorry.
Yeah.
Hell or High, Kiss started going up. Hell or High Water. The intro, I just thought I thought it was a good mellow song that could have been a single. Definitely beats Walls Come Down. Mentioned it to King of Hearts. Great song. Probably my second favorite song off that. I love that. Just the rhythm and just do it. And of course I mentioned before, almost made my list, Master and Slave.
Okay. So my 5. Another Dress to Kill song, 2-timer.
Oh, good song.
Yeah. Off Love Gun, Almost Human.
Oh yeah, good song.
Yeah.
With the bass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Sounds like he's taking a dump. He just got through taking a.
I just got done with a groupie.
No, that ain't no groupie done. That's a dump. That's a relief from a dump.
I think he was trying to be a monster on that, Stevie. I don't think he was trying to take a dump.
Yeah, but it came off like a dump. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I never thought that.
Ask. Okay.
Oh no, I heard their review of it.
Yeah.
And I remember
And then-
I never got that. I just like
I got it totally because I've always thought I laughed my butt off when I heard that.
I take a lot of fiber, Stevie, so I don't have that problem. So maybe you do.
Okay, then we got from Creatures, Danger.
Cool.
Then from Lick It Up, Fix Like a Glove. Love that song. And then from Hot to Shade, Love Me to Hate You.
Good song.
Yeah. So one repeat. That was Strange Ways, but that was a good repeat, I think.
I had on my list, I had one 70s Kiss song. The rest were 80s and 90s. With Strange Ways was the only one. No, I had Getaway. Never mind. Getaway. No, and Dirty Living. What am I talking about? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
3, 4. I had 5 70s.
I had 3 70s with
5 70s.
Strange Ways, Dirty Living, and Getaway.
Makeup songs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 makeup songs. He's trying to count, guys. Give him a break. It's taking him a while.
5 non-makeup songs. The rest were makeup songs, I guess. 5 makeup, 5 non-makeup. But the makeup I'm talking about was, Creatures, and then what's that song? I'm been a long day, Stevie. Within.
Okay. Yeah. So that was later makeup.
Yeah.
All right. So that is our top 10 Kiss deep cuts. We'll come back sometime soon with maybe we'll come in with our least favorite 10 Kiss songs. I don't know if I could do that.
I don't know if I dislike 10 Kiss songs.
I don't think I do either. I was sitting there thinking, Boomerang obviously is one.
I mean, I don't like The Elder and I don't like COS, but I don't think they're bad.
No, they're not bad. They're just not Kiss albums.
Yeah, they're just not my favorite. Yeah.
There's some stuff on there. And there would probably be a lot of Monster and Sonic Boom songs on there that I didn't like.
I think mine would be like Boomerang and maybe Car Jam.
Oh no, I can't do Car Jam.
I'm just not. I don't like instrumentals.
I would have to do Odyssey.
Yeah. Okay. Odyssey. Yeah.
Odyssey and Just a Boy. That would have to be up there somewhere.
You know what? Fanfare, dude. I hate that. I'm kidding.
Yeah, they did a horrible job with that. Gene's all over the place. Was that your dog?
No, it was me trying to do Fanfare.
Oh.
Did that go? I'm still facing allergies, dude.
Okay.
Hope we don't get sued for that authentic take on Fanfare.
I'm going to say, there's no way YouTube can figure that out. That's for sure.
Right. Was it? And how it goes? I don't know, something like that. Oh, now we're going to get sued. Great, Stevie. You did it now.
I can name that too.
You, the fan. Cease and desist. I can't do Gene.
If they did that, great. That would be great.
Like
anyway,
one more thing we're talking about that. How in the hell does that Rustler the Warlord never get a cease and desist? But King Diamond did. I think we talked about this. His makeup is just like Gene's. I mean, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. I guess he just picks and chooses. I guess if it's
not he still to this day he wears it.
Yeah, but Warlord's not in the public eye that much anymore. Like
you think King Diamond was though? Nobody even heard of King Diamond before that.
Yeah, I don't know. I never listened. I had to listen to King Diamond before, but
so I heard that one song they did, "Merciful Fate Egypt," and it was just all screaming, and I'm like, okay, I don't get this. It's like Yngwie with vocals.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll give it a try one time and see how I like it, but I probably won't from what I'm hearing. But anyway, so next week,
the King Diamond Cult will be on her, along with the Dave Mustaine and Chris Holmes Colts.
Yeah, we're gonna get some calls on that.
Oh well,
we get some Dave Mustaine. We've already said all of that.
Well, I put that on my
move on, dude.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's over. It's over. You know, you're in your what 60s now. You got to be in your 60s.
But still mess up about that. That's a new story. I haven't heard that one before. He didn't write about that in his book. I read his book. He didn't say anything about that in his book. Now he's,
He
I think
is 60 years old.
he's acting like a 5-year-old. Didn't get my
Yeah,
way.
I know he's been through a rough time, but still, there's a reason everything happens. There was a reason you got kicked out of Metallica. You made Megadeth. Megadeth not as big as Metallica, no matter what you think.
Or as good, in my opinion.
Or as good. You had some good songs. You had your time. Move on, dude. Be happy with life. Be happy with what you got.
Yeah, just be like James Hetfield. Go out and shoot something, hunting. Whatever gets you.
I did see Hetfield filed for divorce from his wife.
Yeah.
So
he went through rehab not too long ago. I hope the guy's okay.
Again, yeah. That's one guy you really hope to see get himself.
That's out of all of Metallica, that's my dude, man. I just always liked James. I just thought
I was a Newstead fan. I mean, I love Jason, but and he got done wrong. I don't care what they say. He got done wrong. They did him wrong. They did him wrong.
Oh yeah, but they did right by Trujillo. They did right by. They made him a millionaire. Don't worry about the money. That was awesome. They learned their lesson. They learned their lesson at Jason's expense. We need to do Metallica. We need to do a Metallica podcast. That's coming up.
You think about it. You lose a guy like Cliff Burton. I mean, who was extremely talented, and Metallica goes through that.
He may have been their most talented person in that band ever. I think.
I mean, and you think about it. Well, they won't ever be the same. Newstead comes in,
different,
goes right in, and they go on to get bigger than they were. Which would that have happened with Cliff? Probably so with Cliff too.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they would have went in the same direction. Like the Black Album, I don't think he would have done a Black Album. He may have been gone after that album. I think before that album, he definitely would have been heard on Justice. Ain't no way you turn it down Cliff Burton's bass.
It would have been based on there.
You heard about the story of what happened with that, right? That something that the engineer wanted or the producer wanted something to do, and Lars took the shittiest copy. Of course he did. That's Lars.
Why would you do that though? Why would you take that? Why would you take that risk? Because let's say the album flops. I mean, why would you take that risk and do that? Just to be an asshole?
I just remember Master. I got into Master Puppets, and then I think it was like the 35th anniversary of Garage Days Revisited.
Yeah,
that 590 EP. I got that. I loved it.
I loved it,
and it was like, okay, this is to hold you over till the next album. And I remember getting Injustice for All and just being like, well, I don't like this at all. It's the drums sound weaker than anything.
Yeah.
And there's a version out there on YouTube of that album. Like I think Eddie Trunk played it, and it's badass. But I mean, they'll never admit they're wrong.
No, because and no offense to Trujillo, because he's done a great job with him.
He's great. I love him.
Yeah, I love it. I do. I mean, he was great in Ozzy, but are they as big as they were when Newstead was there?
They're still pretty big.
Yeah, but are they big as they were when Newstead was there?
They're still pretty big. They're playing stadiums. I mean, They're big as the Stones, man.
They're not as big as they were when Newstead.
Yeah, but they don't sell albums. Nobody does.
No, I'm talking about just.
No, I think they are. Oh, I think they are.
I disagree.
But they're not they're not in your top 10, Stevie. They're not a band you follow a lot, right?
No, I mean I follow them enough, but
they still play stadiums.
They made some bad choices.
I disagree.
The whole Lulu thing with Lou Reed.
I don't think that's right on that. I don't think it. I disagree, Stevie.
Okay. Well,
Death Magnetic, it sold a couple million.
Death Magnetic was great. That was the comeback.
But people don't.
Lulu and Saint Anger. Good gosh.
Yeah, but they made up for that when they did. What's that one before Death Magnetic? What's the one?
I thought Lulu was the one for that.
No, there's an album they did.
Death Magnetic. Death Magnetic was the one that they came back on. They got back to their Metallica sound instead of going to Lulu again. Hold on,
but they did an album.
Hold on,
Was Death Magnetic their last album?
No, Hardwired.
Okay,
That was the last
that's what
album.
I was thinking about. They did
Because
that one, and then they did Death Magnetic. Okay,
all right, they did Reload, then they did Saint Anger, then Death Magnetic, then Hardwired to Self-Destruct.
Yeah.
They don't even put.
Lulu.
They don't
That was more of a
here.
Lou Reed solo album. That's what they say.
This collaboration album right here. That's what they call it. Sales 16,000 in the United States.
That was Lou Reed though. Lou Reed never sold anything.
Yeah, but this is Metallica.
When you're that big, Stevie, you can do what you want. Just like us, man. We can do a podcast.
Yeah, we can do what we want, right?
On Hello Kitty, man, and we would just kick ass.
Yeah, kitty. Yeah, kitty. Garage Inc.
That was Garage Days revisited with a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah.
If you ever want to listen to a nice family song, listen to So What.
Well, how about
So What?
Last Caress?
Yeah.
I
got something to say. I killed your mother today.
If I killed your baby.
He says he rapes the mother.
He raped the mother, yeah.
But that's not their song. That's an old Misfit song, I think.
Yes.
My favorite song is what's that song? And I try to get through.
The Wait.
No, that's not The Wait. That's the Small Hours.
Small Hour, yeah, excuse me.
That's my
from
song.
the intro to it.
I remember in middle school, I had this thing. It was like you had an alarm radio, but it opened up to a cassette, and it opened up to that first. What was that first song on that album?
That was it, wasn't it?
Garage
Small
Days?
Hours.
No, I think it was the first song on Garage Days Revisited.
Mm-hmm. You talking about the cover album?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
No, I'm talking about the 598 EP.
Yeah, the Garage Days Revisited.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see what the name of the Helpless, The Small Hours, The Wait, Crash Course in Brain Surgery, Last Caress, Green Hell. But the other one that came out was the one that had what was the one that had Nina Hartley in it in the video, the Bob Seger song?
It wasn't Nina Hartley, it was Ginger Lynn.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, it was Ginger Lynn.
Good thing it wasn't Ron Jeremy. Turn the page.
That was Turn the Page, yeah.
But I have an import of that. It has like all the covers they did, like Stone Cold Crazy.
Yeah.
What was the thing about Metallica is that when they did singles, they would put like B-sides on there of like
Never
songs
heard
that you couldn't get anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. And they've got the whole, I think they're putting out stuff for people that they don't usually show. And they're putting concerts out. Hint, hint, kiss, kiss.
I think they're just as big. That's my opinion. I don't think Jason had anything to do with it. I think they've continued. I think they're kind of low in their career. Was the load and reload because they weren't really that band. I think with Death Magnetic, they've been
That's because they changed their hair. Everybody gave them a hard time because they cut their hair. Like Jerry Cantrell.
I will always say Tracy Guns started that revolution.
Jerry Cantrell sitting in the crowd, sitting up there on Unplugged. Don't let friends get bad haircuts.
That sells it, Stevie. We got to do a Metallica podcast because we're talking way too much about them.
We'll have to do it. Anyway, so we've done 2 hours. I know Garth is like, okay, you guys, wrap it up.
Where can they find us, Stevie?
They can find us anywhere you find your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. They can find us on Podchasers, Good Pods, wherever you find your podcast at. And make sure, and I ask this every time, and please, if you want to do us a favor, and we're not asking for money, we're just asking
hey, man, we'll take that too.
2 minutes of your time. That's all it would take to leave us a 5-star review on one of those. and subscribe to our YouTube channel. YouTube, we've had some big responses over the last couple of weeks on YouTube. It's picked up.
Like, hey guys, don't show your face anymore.
Yeah. We need to do that experiment. Just cover our face and do that. But also, like I said, YouTube, we talked about that. You can email us, thefinalscoreentertainment@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook. And there's several places you can find us on Facebook. We have a trio of Facebook groups that we take care of. And like we talked about earlier, that 80s page, over 2,400 followers now. Great job by Warden. Warden takes care of that pretty much.
Man. I put so much work into it. I just created it and post a bunch of 80s stuff.
And, woo! But you did something right, dude. It's got over 2,400
people
followers.
Love the
That's
80s.
great.
I like to say it was me, but no, people love the 80s.
Also, you can find us at All Things Rock, Hard Rock, and Metal. And then you can find us at the On the Fly group. And you can also message us on Facebook. We both have Facebooks. You can find us on Twitter. That's where the Warden's choice for the album awards is getting his ass handed to it right now. So check us out.
That's being kind.
Leave us some comments. Leave us whatever. We're open. We're very responsive on Facebook. And Twitter too.
We don't have a life, so yeah, we're there.
Yeah. I wish that was the case there, but I'm like, gotta go here, gotta do this. Football season is upon us, and my time is like, whoo. And I hate that feeling that I feel like I'm like, okay, I don't have enough time to do this. I get that feeling all the time now, but I don't have
that feeling. I don't have that. I don't have a problem. I don't care. Yeah, it'll be there tomorrow.
It'll pass. But anyway, that's going to do it for this week, guys. Warden, any last things you want to share with us?
No, just, any ideas for the show? I'd say knock us up, but we probably don't want that to happen.
Knock us up, really.
Send us, you know how to reach us. If you want an 80s something on the 80s, we'll talk 80s. We did last week, and obviously don't know what I'm talking about, so we'll try something else.
So we've actually got some ideas for stuff we're going to do, and we're going to throw some ideas out there at you and see how, like you said, throw it up there. Like the first 3 Kiss albums, we're going to throw it up there and see if it sticks. And hopefully one of those will come up with our own alive and take off.
There's one thing, me, I'm a paranormal nut. If you like the kind of paranormal, and my latest one is time travel. I've been watching on Hulu.
You like Time Traveler by Kiss, don't you?
Yeah,
like
that
too.
Song,
don't you?
But it wouldn't be in my top 10 hated list. There's a show. It was on NBC, canceled way too soon. It's called Timeless.
Oh, I love it.
You like Timeless? It's a great show. I'm on season 2. I got about 4 episodes left. I don't want it to end because it's actually
that's the last season, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm on season 2.
It only went.
I watched season 1 when it was on TV, and then they canceled it. And a lot of people bitched. They did a movie, evidently tying it all together, hoping that's the case.
Well, you did say they're doing a reboot of Quantum Leap now.
I never watched that show, bro. Should I if I like time travel?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he jumps from, the main character, he jumps from people's body to people's body at different times.
Okay.
But there's an episode on there that
the Kiss episode, right?
Kiss episode, yes. And that was freaking awesome. And if you look real close, because they didn't do the same makeup, they couldn't. But if you look real close in the background on the wall when they're in their dressing room one time, the Kiss album, the debut album, you can't really make out if they did it in the characters' face.
Oh, and that makeup, okay.
Yeah, so it's
so is it kind of like, is it like Timeless? They go back to certain events that happen and stuff.
See what he has to do. He's got a partner with him that nobody else can see. He pops in from time to time to tell him why he's there, because he just once he gets things straight there, he automatically jumps to another body in another time, and he's got to fix a situation. But yeah, I think you would love it, bud. You need to check it out.
Let's check it out.
Yeah. So that's our Quantum Leap post for the week. But yeah, and I need to go back and actually watch that over again.
Yeah, because Stevie, unlike you, I don't have a life and I have a time to watch a lot of TV, so I'll be checking that out.
And
Thanks for the tip, man.
the reboot coming out, of course, September 9th, I think. New season of Cobra Kai coming.
Oh yeah.
My wife just caught up. She just binge watched all.
That's a good show, man.
It's an awesome show. If you like 80s stuff, you need to watch Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
And I mean,
it's got that one dude. I remember him, but he's been on 2 of my soap operas, General Hospital and Bold and the Beautiful. He played a Quartermine, and he played Deacon Sharp.
He's going to be.
He said he's going to be on it, villain. But I don't know if he's going to be a bad guy or a good guy.
He's going to be the bad guy. Yeah.
So is he going to be on this season or the season after?
This season.
Okay. Because they only got a couple more seasons, right? When they cancel it?
No, they ain't canceled it yet.
That's a good Stranger Things, I guess.
Stranger Things is ending after this season.
See, that's why they can keep Stranger Things and like Cobra Kai going, because people love the freaking 80s, man.
Exactly. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this week, and we'll see you next week. Don't forget Martin Terry on live next week with us on the fly. You guys have a great week.
Tell your friends.
Yep. We'll see you next week.
See you.